Good evening, I'm Wright, your Superintendent of Schools. Before we dive into this month's topic, I'd like to take a moment to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I'm extremely grateful for all of the dedication that you've shown the district. We're making progress in all of our priorities, and we couldn't do that without the engagement of our staff and families, so thank you. This month, I'd like to discuss equity and inclusion. We are committed to ensuring that all of our students and families feel welcome in our schools. In education, we speak a lot about windows and mirrors. We want our curriculum to offer students a window into the lives and cultures of others, but we also want it to reflect their own lived experiences. For the last 2 years, we've been overhauling our curriculum and updating learning materials to ensure that they are culturally responsive and represent the diversity of this city and the world that we live in. The first step was a curriculum audit, which we completed a year ago. The next step was asking some of our most dedicated teachers to write and implement new learning plans that reflect the recommendations of the audit. One of the curriculum leads on that project, Shannon Horan, will tell you a little bit more about that work.
So we started this work a few years ago with shifting our curriculum from using a lot of outside sources and programs to having it written by Geneva teachers for our Geneva students. We, at the literacy side of it, which is where I focused most of my work, has been a strong focus on making sure that students have a structured phonics and foundational skills approach with their instruction in the early years. We want to make sure that our students are solid with their reading skills so they're able to access their other content. Our current shifts that we're working on this year are integrating our other content such as science and social studies into literacy instead of focusing solely on literacy skills and strategies by themselves. This gives students common understandings and common language to talk about issues in the world or different knowledge so that they can talk about it, read about it, write about it. The other thing that is really important is choosing our anchor texts, and so we're making sure that our students see not only themselves in our anchor texts that we're using with literacy, but also are exposed to other people who are different from them. And that's really important because when students see themselves in the curriculum and are learning about others, they're more engaged and they're really more likely to see their value in the world and in our school community.
In ELA, we've been doing a lot of essay writing, grammar, phonics. So for the essay writing, we restate the question, and then we answer whatever the question is. And then we go back into the text that we're summarizing, and then we cite some evidence to support our answer.
It's not just reading, writing, it's a lot more. There's a lot of grammar, there's a lot of spelling words, but there's obviously reading and writing involved in all of that.
We do a little social studies in ELA too, so we've been learning about the Aztecs, Incas, and Mayas.
And it's been really cool to learn about the Aztec and Maya and see if we had those connections, those surprising moments, or we find those important words or even new words.
And we have this organizer where we put there's boxes, important words, new words, stuff you need to know about. And then if one of the words is colonies, I would put that in important word because it's an important word.
I feel pretty good about it. It's really interesting to learn how about the Aztecs and different cultures, but it's really cool to experience social studies and ELA together because really ELA is in every subject.